Email address is lifeadvicerr@gmail.com. What is good, Kyle? What is good, Steve? All right, let's get to it. We had a few follow-ups. All right. We get a simple one and then a not so simple one. Let's do it. We got a kid email in here, so everybody's psyched. We can chime in on that one. Lowest approval rating emails. Not going to stop doing them, though. All right. Paying with cash at a bar. 5'8", 210, 275 bench, 405 squat. I play rugby for a school that's in the SEC. Badass alert. Stout. Recently, when I've been going out, I've been paying in cash, not intending of being an asshole, but the bartenders have a habit of running up my tab by tipping over 40% of my original tab. I was like, wait, what? Obviously, this happens when I forget to close out said tab.
Okay.
Due to this tendency of having lost my card at a bar at night. I mean, doing it all the time?
Yeah, it sounds like it's a big problem for him. Like it's in the pie chart of his life. It sounds like it's bigger than it should be.
So he's just going individual transaction now with cash every time it goes up.
Okay. Save that thought. I've been paying in cash. My friends think I'm being rude to the bartenders by being cheap, but it isn't their money. Am I rude for paying cash? Thanks for your help. So wait, Ceruti, you think it's weird to pay cash?
No.
Each time you order around?
No, I mean, as long as you're still tipping like the normal amount, which is, 20%, right? I mean, 40% is insane. So obviously, you're in college, you're probably not super liquid. So I get why you can't continue to pay 40% tips every time you go out, especially if you're buying drinks for other people. So I just like, as you get more and more drunk, like paying cash for every individual transaction seems like it could be a problem waiting to happen too.
Tips
But if that's the better system for you, then go. I don't think I can't. I've never been a bartender, but I can't imagine that would be a huge issue.
I always thought they preferred cash because it's like less of a card, come back, whatever, what I owe you. And I like to pay cash when it's like, I don't need the change. Like I'll like work the tip into the thing. You have the bill and then do what you need to do with it. So if you don't need a bunch of change and then you're like figuring out math, I'm into cash.
Yeah, you like, hey,
one time deal.
100. Like that's probably not awesome, but
yeah, it used to be like you would just leave a buck. Like if you ordered a beer, you would go $1 and then, kind of $1 to every drink. I don't think people were necessarily tipping just a strict 20% while they were out at a bar because it just wasn't going to really work that way. I just thought it was interesting. Like, I can't tell if he thinks his friends are saying it's rude because he's not tipping as much as he was before. If you're in college, you should be tipping 40% anyway. And
no,
I don't know what the protocol is now with tabs in that you're just hammering every single guy for 40% that leaves his card there. Like that doesn't seem awesome. But usually there'd be such credit card or debit card remorse that you just kind of like chalk it up to the right, charge it to the game, Kyle, on this one. Here's what I can tell you. I was around pre-debit card and then I was there for when everybody had it. And the places I worked fucking hated everybody that used a debit card. Okay. And they would use it for every single round. They wouldn't run tabs and we would go out of our fucking minds. And the owner that owned the bar was, you think I can be a little salty? He was the saltiest human being on earth. And he would just yell at college kids the entire time, screaming at them, even though he went to college there. But he was like a young bar owner, but older than everybody else at that time. I don't know, really didn't like very many people. I was considered super friendly in comparison to him, but he would be losing his mind because it just happened. It was this just swell of momentum of debit cards where all of a sudden nobody was paying in cash, but people weren't running tabs. They were like, hey, can I have a Bud Light? Like, all right, cool.
You could just shut that down for me. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Bud.
right. Yeah, you can close that one out. Like my thing would always be, leave it open. I don't know. And the bartender's going to be way nicer about like, hey, leave it open. And then, you know what? I'm actually just getting around. We're going to close out. Okay, cool. Like you potentially had a chance you were going to add more drinks to it. Not that big of a deal. But is it now pivoted to the other point where people think just guys paying with cash on individual like people think that's rude? That can't be what this is.
That's weird.
But look, man, it sounds like you're getting whacked at 40% every single time you go out. You're a college kid. You're a rugby guy. Like, are you letting loose? I'm not even going to I'm jealous of you, man. Keep doing your thing. You needed to find a way to get the in-house expenses down, and you found your way, and your roommates can fuck off.
Yeah. Also, the cash tips thing, like, I never quite made it to the mountaintop of being a server or a bartender, as I've told you. That was always a dream of mine. But I think the cash tips, like,
let's buy a bar, Kyle.
Don't let that dream die.
Friends. I got some friends working on it right now. But
maybe somewhere in the valley,
the write-in tips, you know what I mean? Like that stuff all goes through that comes through the credit card thing, and then it has to come back to you in your check, right? Whatever's in the tip jar, you guys split and take home, right? So that's not necessarily reported, and it's cash in your pocket. You're walking out of there with that money, right? So if you're tipping in cash, like that's usually going to them instead of going to the credit card people and then making its way into like a separate paycheck or something. Like I said, I never really got
that. Talking taxes here,
but they appreciate that, like the take home, walk home. How much cash did I leave with instead of like going through and then you pay taxes on that, right? I'm not sure what the tax situation is, but I think if it's just money in a jar that you guys split up, like, is that all getting reported? Probably not. So I think you're actually, if you're like trying to plant a flag for the service workers, I think they do want the cash tips.
My other thought would be, this is a group of Gen Z kids, I would assume, that we're hanging out with here, college guys. Do Gen Z, do they even use cash anymore?
I don't think they do.
They get mad when bars don't have Apple Pay.
Yeah, I mean,
my buddy at Frolic
was
like, I had a kid yelling at me because we don't have Apple Pay. It's like, this is a bar that opened in the 30s. Fuck you and your Apple Pay.
That's like checks for like nobody when I was like growing up in that age. Like checks were just something like your parents use. We don't use checks, and now I've written a
behind
check
someone at the grocery store writing out a check. Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
you don't write any checks. You never write a check.
I've written a check to the
property taxes.
Lawn guy.
How do you pay your property taxes?
Oh, it just comes out of the mortgage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then for my car, I don't do it online. There's not. I don't like write a check.
What about
the only thing?
donations
The
to
last check
Quinnipiac?
I wrote was I think to the lawn care guy.
I sent a check to get my passport. That was the last time, and I was like, oh my god, do I need to buy a new checkbook? But I found it after a deep clean.
Deep clean. Okay, I think we got that one covered. We're on this guy's side. You come up. This system sounds like it's cheaper. I just
the thing
wonder.
About cash too is like, hey, are you bringing $100 tonight too? Like you can set a hard limit on what you're spending.
Yeah, but the problem is if you do bring that, you're going to spend it all no matter what. It's like having casino chips. If you're a college kid with cash, you're not going home and be like, oh, I only spent 45 of my 100. Like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, that tip gets bigger every time if you're tipping every round too. By the fifth round, you're like, that 20's for you, buddy.
Yeah. Well, see, but not everybody has your heart, Kyle. Not everybody has your heart. I know you start feeling them a little bit. They start running through the old veins, and then you're like, man, this guy behind the bar is awesome. I'm going to let him know what's up.
Right,
and I've fucking done it. So I don't know. The good thing is like you start hard, tip early.
Yeah,
you can be setting expectations too hard. You could just be like, walk in, get a couple drinks, but okay, keep the 20.
Yeah,
it's like fucking.
That's when a beer falls off the truck. There, that's what we're looking for. Then we've hit synchronicity,
and then you end up paying more.
Yes,
even though you feel special,
but it feels great.
Yeah, it's dumber. Like actually, I'd want to tip you less. I'd like to be charged full, and I don't want any favors, and it's going to actually be cheaper. But my little bar ego is like, yeah, I got this. I threw this guy $10 on the first round. Probably going to let me date his sister. All right, here we go. Double-breasted suit to job interview. Hey guys, first time, long time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I looked at a little double-breasted number when I was in Vegas. You did?
Not in Vegas, but just in general. Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I don't really have the physique, I think, to pull that off.
It fit perfect.
Small, but
it was gaudy though. I was like, are you ever actually going to wear this? This is an expensive joke. That's kind of, I was like, I could just bust this out at something I'm not supposed to wear it at and just like, what's up? How's it going? And be like, yeah, and then never wear it again. Expensive joke. Didn't buy it. 6'2", 185. Player comp is a better rebounding Andrea Bargnani, partially because of my sweet stroke, more because I'm a lanky Italian Canadian and can never escape the Il Maggio or Gallo references in rec ball. Lifting stats aren't impressive, but I've returned to the Iron Paradise recently as I just moved to Dubai and I'm trying to keep up with all the influences out here. Good writer. The Dubai move leads us into my question. My fiance and I moved out here for an awesome job opportunity for her. I decided to quit my consulting job and try to reinvent myself in the desert in a more compelling industry aligned with my actual interests. My question is one of fashion, bold font. Is it an aggressive move to wear a double-breasted suit to a job interview? And bold. The internet is divided, and I think America's leading menswear podcast could get a definitive judgment. For context, I'm living out of a suitcase as we wait for our furniture to arrive via the Red Sea. Fingers crossed. Good writer, like I said. I mean, these guys. I don't think you could not do anything. Does that make any sense? Yeah. and the double-breaster is my only option. I purchased a suit for my best friend's wedding last year, and it fits so perfectly. It'd be a shame to waste it. However, as much as I want to look like a go-getter, I don't want to look like I'm gunning for the interviewer's job. I'm interviewing across a gamut of white-collar jobs, and the dress code errs on the formal side. But again, double-breasted suits are a statement. I just like this guy. I'd say attach this email to your CV, and you're going to be turning shit down. I don't know, man. I don't know. Double-breasted.
Is there an open option? Like, I know sometimes with the suit buttons, like sometimes, always, never. With double-breasted, is all that out the window? Is there a way this could be open? Just put everybody's mind at ease? Or is it just like, does that guy not know how to wear a double-breasted suit?
I don't think they can be open. I mean, I'm sure you can, and somebody's done it, and you're going to show me some Chalamet picture.
It definitely looks worse.
Yeah, but is it a model standing outside of like a museum in London?
I'm
not wearing a shirt underneath it. It's just,
yeah,
right.
He's just wearing the suit jacket.
Yeah,
he's got a t-shirt on under.
You can't look at those pictures and go, "Oh, I guess I'll just do that."
That's what I'll look like.
Yeah. You know how many times I've fallen victim to that, being like, "Dude, that guy looks sick," and then I bring it home and I look like an idiot wearing whatever it is, whether it's turtlenecks, whether it's
Don Draper.
The suit thing.
Stop buying stuff.
The suit thing. Right. So what's the job too? I think what is the job?
A gamut,
right?
It's a gamut. I think that's white collar jobs.
Because you don't.
I think he's in Dubai, man, and I think it all bets like there's no rules in Dubai,
right? There's like lions as pets and stuff. I think, I wouldn't worry about it too much.
That's all you got. Pets.
I remember I had a job interview fresh out of college. This was like 2010-ish. And I had just gotten like this nice J. Crew blue suit. Was really excited about it.
Nice.
And I was also kind of in that thing where I was applying for jobs and I didn't know if I wanted I was like a broadcast journalism major. So I had like a lot of like news background and like I didn't know if I wanted to go into like being a TV anchor, quote unquote. So I was applying for a bunch of different jobs. This was not a TV job. This was like a behind the scenes job at the History Channel. And I walked in to the interview, like looking good. Like I had this awesome blue suit, white, like really clean looking haircut. Was good, everything.
What kind of hair were we doing back then?
At that point, it was normal. It wasn't anything crazy. I hadn't grown the bun out yet, so it was just. But it was like a clean, sort of like news anchor looking thing. And the person, I remember the girl interviewing me, like she said to me, like, you don't look like this is the job for you, like implying that in a good way though. No, in a good way, being like, like you look like you should be aspiring to do bigger things than this current entry level, like, data input job at the History Channel.
Quick aside,
I didn't get the job.
Was she trying to bang?
No, she's way older. No,
definitely.
I mean, listen, I've misread that situation before, but I really don't think so. I think she was honestly just like you just don't look like the part for this job. Like you look too clean up for this job. Like, and I didn't get it. I don't know if that was the case, but
yeah. Or maybe she actually didn't like you. That might have been just a soft no.
Maybe, but I didn't get the impression that was it. And I never got the call back. So, and here I am today. Worked out.
It's Dubai. You're from Canada. You don't have anything else. You feel good in it. You're confident. I say swing for the fences and throw that sucker on.
Yeah, and just practice. See if it makes you feel better about it. And it probably won't. Like I said, I've seen maybe now 30 pictures, only one is open, and he has like a t-shirt on under it. But I would just say if we're checking in front of the mirror, just see if you're like, could this work?
People are going to argue about this too. We're going to get a lot of feedback. Be like, oh, you actually can do it or whatever. Well, most of us can't is the point. But I think Dubai is so international. I think it's so void of rules. There's so much going on where it's about just your presentation to the extreme, showing off, that I like the place that hires you because you're wearing the double-breasted suit. They're like, this guy's a fucking real player. This guy's on the come up.
I think if you're like applying to an accounting job in Des Moines, yeah, you're right. Maybe the double-breasted option is.
You look like we can't trust you, man. Yeah.
Guys from Des Moines chiming in this week, like, hey, fuck you, Ceruti.
Nothing against Des Moines. It's just like they.
You're right. You're right. Hey, I want.
They're more substance than style, I think.
I'd like to be the GM of Home Depot in Lincoln, Nebraska. Okay. Sick bronze Gucci double-breasted. This might not be the spot for you.
And like a ton of ankle showing, no socks, obviously.
Oof. Yeah. I saw Dwayne Wade wear these walking into Game 4 of 2012 East Conference semis, and I ordered them immediately. These are the Capri cut.
Capri.
So what kind of pressure treated numbers are you guys doing?
Oh my God.
All right. Yeah, man. Wear it. All right. Let's do one more quick. Hello, 28, 6'2", 205, 305, 335, 415 splits, former college football player, small school, basketball comp, Pero Antich. That's a good one. He looks like the bad guy from Superman. I have a nephew who's going to the 8th grade next year, and he was on his first season playing football. I thought he was in pretty good shape, but I didn't know anything about 12-year-olds. So when I brought him out to work out with the team, I realized he was a monster. Literally the best kid on the field instantly. They put him at running back. He was incredible. Seeing as my brother and sister-in-law, while very invested parents, knew nothing about football, I figured I'd join the coaching staff and pass on some knowledge to the youths. Fast forward to now, and the coaches from a previous team who take themselves extremely seriously moved to what I would call an elite high school program here. We'll leave out the location, but this is a factory type area in the South. The program's 25 minutes away from our house. Practices are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from 6 to 8. Games are Saturdays, just for reference for the commitment. My problem is that we went a couple workouts at the new place. We talked about me joining and bringing him with, but without me giving the head coach a yes or a no. He added me to the coaching staff. Now I'm getting texts and emails constantly from the program. They're about to start their spring practice, which is wild. They're 12, 13 years old. And they think I'm the line coach. Just for clarity, the text I sent before he added me to the staff officially was, quote, I am not sure if we were going to be able to or not. I need to talk to his parents. Now I've waited 2 weeks to say I'm not going to coach there. Did I get big dogged by this guy? Is it dumb that I feel bad that I'm most likely going to back out? Is there any reason I shouldn't back out? Yeah, he's not your kid. You don't want to do that, man. You don't. You're explaining it to us, 6 to 8, a major area. I'm not going to name it, metropolitan area. I know what it's like to drive down there. It sucks. But yeah, I mean, it is a 12-year-old. So, I mean, you can ask him, like, what's he going to be like? Be like, hey, you don't want, do I understand this email correctly?
What's the abstract here? I was going to ask, is it that he was like, this kid isn't already going to the school? Like, he said the program moved and that he might be going with them, if also trying to bring his nephew as well. Is that what's going on?
This wasn't the best.
Like,
wording.
Are you the bag man here is what I'm asking.
Right.
Like, are you the guy who's like, are you shepherding this kid? Are you like waiting for Nike to knock on your door? I know you're not.
I don't think he's trying to do any of those.
I know he's not, but is that what they're expecting of him?
Let me read it again. My problem is that we went to a couple workouts in the new place. We talked about me joining and bringing him with, but without me giving the head coach a yes or no. That's just not the best.
So conversations that didn't end definitively.
Well, I don't know. The use of words in that line could be better, right?
Sure. I think I get it now that you've said it.
I think I get it, but we needed another word in there, I think. He added me to but without giving the head coach a yes or no, he added me to the coaching staff. Now I'm getting texts and emails. So it sounds like they just put you on the staff. You don't really want to do it, but without you, the kid isn't going to be on this team. If the kid is that good, I guess maybe I'm wondering, why are you driving the kid? Like, if the kid wants to do it, isn't that kind of on his parents, even if they're not super invested? And the other guy probably doesn't even necessarily need you to be a coach if these guys are taking it that seriously, right?
Yeah, I think you could totally. This is a great spot for an excuse. I mean, just think of a good one, preferably without somebody being sick, so you don't have to continue to put that out into the ether. But
roller bones down here. Yeah.
The point is, he put you as a coach because he wants the kid to play on the team, right? Am I misreading that?
Yes, I believe that.
So yeah, you're just being used here. Like, they want the kid to play in the team.
Yeah. So if this guy doesn't want to do it, is the kid not on the team, or are they like,
sounds
cool?
Like it? Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about just transportation.
Oh, you're saying like,
I'm pretty sure the team will still want the kid, the nephew, if he's this nasty, because that's what coaches would want. So they're like, cool, man, you've been demoted from D-line. No problem. Tell your nephew practice is tomorrow at 6.
Right.
Like, we don't care about you.
Yeah, I think
now does that mean the parents aren't going to give him a ride?
Yeah, I think
you got to talk to other people.
I don't know. Just make the excuse that, like, yeah, I mean, now I'm volunteering nights or something. Something happened. I don't know. But, like, just make it so, like, don't say you don't want to do it, but just be like, I can't. Everyone respects and I can't. So.
All right. That's life advice. Incomplete. It feels incomplete.
luck.
Can you know what? Send us a follow-up. Maybe.